need to give an update on some of our seeds and such in our little greenhouses. Of course, we brought this smaller greenhouse thingy outside because we needed some more room in here. But the reason we had it in the big polytunnel is because the small tubular greenhouse heater didn't heat this entire space, but it did heat this little greenhouse pretty well. So I plugged it into our battery and I put it in here, and it kept all the plants really warm. So at night I would just stack the vulnerable plants in here and they'd be nice and warm overnight. But the temperatures haven't been dropping below 0 for a long time now, so I decided to move it outside. Anyway, I'm going to open it up and show you. Also, this elder I planted here from a cutting that I took a few years ago. Literally just a few years ago. It was tiny. It was like this. Hi beans. Hi sweet beans. And look at it now. It just grows like mad. Elder is like a weed, you can't get rid of it, but it's great because look at all of the flower heads that are about to come out. Hundreds of them, dozens and dozens of flower heads, which I'm gonna make some elderflower cordial out of. It's our favourite drink in the whole world. Love elderflower cordial. Look at the different stages of flowers here. A teensy tiny little one in there. These are going to be beautiful big white blooms if you don't know. But yeah, it's a native tree to this country, and the leaves, I'm going to be honest with you, smell horrible. They smell disgusting. It smells a bit like wee. It smells like urine. It's not nice. But there are so many health benefits to this tree. It is like, yeah, it used to be called like like nature's medicine cabinet or something like that. And of course the flowers turn to berries eventually, and you can make elderflower syrup, which is extremely good for you. So I've never made elderflower syrup, only the cordial because I love it, but I'm gonna have to try it. I don't know if there's enough flowers on this one plant for me to get enough syrup out of after I've taken all the flowers off to make cordial with. But the plan is to plant some more elder. I'm going to trim this back actually. I'm going to trim it back after I've taken the flowers off. I'm going to get some of these lower branches off because they're sort of in the way. And it's growing these nice straight ones out of the middle. You can see there, these straight ones coming out of the middle, which is what we want. I want it more bushy at the top than at the bottom. Because see, we've got this chair here. That cheeky pheasant. It's on top of the manure. So yeah, anyway, I keep going on about the elder, but I love it and I can't wait for those flowers to start coming out. So here's the little heater. Back there, little tubular heater. In here, I planted loads and loads of violets, but only 2 of them have come up, and that's because they need stratification. They need to be kept cold for Madru! Get out of... What are you doing? Oh my goodness. See, this is why we gotta have a... Go on. This is where we've got to have covers on the beds. Well, a fence around the edge of the vegetable garden. Anyway, oh, and some of the potatoes here are growing, but they're not growing because out of these pots from the potatoes we put that one planted in here, they're growing because they're the little potatoes that were still in the compost heap that have been growing out of our beds. There was like potatoes growing amongst my, you know, what are these? Onions. Yeah, so I'm actually going to put this whole tray outside and hopefully after the winter in the next spring they'll all start coming up. That's a theory anyway. And we've got some calendula here. I'm gonna harvest that to make some creams and salads out of. I've got some teasel again. That is a really big beautiful native plant, but apparently it's biannual, so no flowers this year unfortunately. And then we've got some nasturtiums, which are just beautiful edible flowers for the garden. Some comfrey, which again is a wild plant in the UK, but very beneficial again for the garden and for you. And this is borage. The reason I've grown borage is because everyone in their garden seems to grow borage. So I'm just growing some borage. There's borage anyway. And over here, these are supposed to be some Obretia, but I sowed these so long ago, but it doesn't look like anything's happening. I don't know if that needs stratification as well. I don't know. These sweet peas, the packet we got was really awful because look, I think that might be a marigold, but there's one coming up there, look. And these ones have come up. These ones are ripple mixed, and I think this is frills and blushes, but only a few of them have come out. This was my first attempt. I put this outside and a mouse ate all the seeds. It ate all of the seeds out of the tray apart from 4 apparently, so there's only 4. And yeah, but we've got some more down here. These are more just multicolored lot, and as you can see they are well due going out right now, so those have got to be planted out somewhere. Beans. Oh my goodness, it's so hot in here. Oh, when we were cleaning out the shed yesterday, there was this old rug which I'm going to put down in here. We're going to throw it away, but we're like, no, we can keep it for the polytunnel, and we'll put it underneath our seating area, like just down here. That'd be nice. Oh, that's that strange bug again. I don't know, does anyone know what this is? I have no idea what it is. Keep seeing them, but I don't know what it is. The chamomile that I sowed a few days ago is all coming up. In a matter of days, it started to germinate. It's just crazy. Yeah. The lemon we got from Aldi, a supermarket in the UK. This is the lemon tree I did have, as you can see. It's only got 2 leaves, but you know, I decided to try again. This already has lemons on it and blossoms, and yeah, hoping this one will actually do better than my last one. So we've got loads of different kinds of beans. I think these ones are haricot beans, the kind of bean that they use in baked beans, beans on toast. So I thought I'm going to make my own baked beans, and yeah, hopefully, if these grow anyway. We've got a dwarf variety and a climbing variety. And we got some herbs from the shop because we're going to do some experimenting. These are water propagating and they've got roots already, look. I only put them in there a few days ago. These are all marigolds and they're growing so well. I'm going to plant out these marigolds amongst the beds. The corn, our first set of corn, we grew, I put in about, I think it was like 20 seeds and only 4 of them survived, which was awful. So we had another go and we got a lot more successful with this lot. So we're gonna rotivate a patch out here somewhere for them. The peas are ridiculous. So the reason why the peas are this big in the polytunnel is because I planted them way too early. I sowed them way too early. And if I put them out now, we could still get some really cold weather that could kill them. And it's the same with these beans here. These are some kind of runner bean, and they're all, yeah, growing. Oh, and sunflowers, these are growing really, really quickly. These are a short, stubby little sunflower with like big heads. And I read that they were better for growing in more exposed environments, because I feel like a massive sunflower is just going to blow over. So I've got sowed all these little ones. This is beetroot, which is coming up nicely. We've got squashes here. This is courgette squash, not sure. And these are, that's a pumpkin, I think. Right? Yes. I sowed some pumpkins. That was the only one that came up. They're supposed to be little mini pumpkins. Then we've got our cucumbers. They're like pickles, gherkins, little mini cucumbers, which are going to be growing in here because it's a bit cold out there for them to really thrive. And then we've got broccoli, purple sprouting broccoli. I think I put way too much in there. Basil, and we've got some celery and basil here. But there's, yeah, we're gonna do an experiment here because there's like dozens of seeds, and I really like basil. We use it a lot. And here we've got our tomatoes, which desperately want to go in the ground, and they're going to be all along here. So there's going to be one big bed along here. All this are going to move over to the other side, and yeah, we're going to have a big old bed with tomatoes and loofah and gherkins and whatever. And finally, we've got my experiment here is peanuts, and they rooted so well, so quickly as well. Like in days, the seeds germinated. But can you see that there? That is growing. That is green. That's leaves. All of these have got roots. And there's one here. Look, you can clearly see leaves about to shoot up in the middle there, which is amazing. I can't see any of the other, so they're starting to open, got cracks. But I didn't think it would work, and I've done way too many. I didn't fill the soil all the way to the top because apparently you're supposed to top it up later in the season. I've got a whole, like, there's way too many in here. And there's that bee. Come on, little guy, I don't know what you're doing in here. But yeah, way too many in here. I'm not sure what to do with them. You can see that one there has got leaves coming out on it as well. Don't know what this guy's doing. He's trying to get me. Look. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these. They're going to have to be transplanted. And I thought, might as well just try putting them in one of the garden beds. I don't know. Probably die out here. It's probably too cold. The weather has been so hot this spring. Really nice and sunny. Beautiful spring. Anyway. That was a long chat. But that is everything. And yeah, these peas are ridiculous. Look at them. Way overdue. But hopefully we'll be putting them out very soon. Hopefully this week. Oh, Bean. Bean. Okay, so this is the last job of the day. It's actually 8:15 at night, almost 8:30. And at the last minute, we decided to make the peat arch. And we've recycled some of this pipe that we found lying about the place, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've reused this bit off an old bed, but a kind subscriber actually sent us these posts that we put in at the side
Of our wish list.
So thank you very much to that person. And of course we bought this, and we actually bought it for something else, but it's worked perfectly here.
Yeah.
And we wanted something to make something nice and rigid. Oh, look how the sky's so pretty. Sun's going down. Yeah, we wanted something rigid that's gonna withstand some winds. We didn't just want to put up It's flexible, but it is really solid.
Yeah.
So they've been hammered in, they've been screwed into the beds, and we've wire tied them, and we've put a few cable ties we had left on there as well. Although they don't last very long in the light.
I missed that one.
Oh.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we thought we put these extra bits on.
Just to keep it all in line.
Yeah, because they were on a slightly wonky, so now they're not. And I think it looks absolutely brilliant. And we can walk underneath it. And tomorrow we're going to put the peas in here, I think.
Yeah, we might put some bush beans.
Bush beans.
Dwarf French beans.
Yeah, we've got some dwarf French beans, like haricots and stuff, that we're going to put in these beds. We've got lots of peas and beans on the go.
We could actually put some wigwams here to put the
Sweet peas.
runner beans.
Oh, we've got like 6, I think. 6 runner beans.
So we could do one wigwam for runner beans.
Yeah.
I don't know, we can put something else.
Sweet peas? I don't know. They're in the same family, aren't they?
We can't take up space with sweet peas because we've got to get the vegetables in.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
But sweet peas will go somewhere.
But yeah, I think that's a good use of those plastic pipes that are all over the place, because obviously this is a farm, so this water pipe's lying around everywhere, isn't it? So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's just like a spur of the moment thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's good.
And I can't wait to get up the peas in here finally, and the beans. So yeah, on that note, we'll say goodbye. We are really hungry because it's quite late, and look how beautiful the sky is. Look, looks nice on camera. Anyway,
Bit chilly.
it is getting a bit chilly, so we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you again at some point, hopefully tomorrow.